Hello, Peter. Just wanted to get you a video kind of caught up here on Norwood, where we're at. We've got a little time in here now, so getting our feet underneath ourselves. So let's see where to start. We've been working on some electric. Had to move a couple circuit for our microwave. That's on its own circuit now. We got our range receptacle, 2 countertop receptacles. Over here we have, this is our light for our, over the sink. And I'm wondering if you want to do a sconce style light there over the sink, being there's no window, or do you want us to work it up into the ceiling and get it out in here? This is, we wired for disposal, even though we won't put one in. We're good for it. Chris had all these pulled CJ Homes, and we ran circuits to them and changed a couple small things, just so I had, like I said, different things. The disposal on its own circuit, I wanted to make sure that was that. GFCIs, there's a chain of them that comes from the bathroom across the countertop and into the half bath, and that they're on their own circuit, so they're good to go. And that gets us 2 circuits on our countertop, which is what is called for. So we're looking good there. Out here, as far as ceiling light is going, are we thinking couple 2-3 cans kind of thing? And then we also have our island, which is going to go, this table is at the this corner is pretty accurate from what I originally had kind of laid out. Obviously it's only 24, so it would be out like this. And then I think we had it at 60 or something along, so it would be out here somewhere. With the dishwasher going in between 2 cabinets. I'm going to do a little more studying, but that's what I'm thinking. So yes, are we thinking cans? And then, yeah, I guess where I was headed was lighting over the island. Maybe it's all cans. Maybe it's like 4 cans in here. Like 2 there and 2 here, kind of symmetrical in the ceiling, the width of the ceiling maybe. And it would probably catch the edge of your island here and then be in like your walkway, center of your walkway, going between the island and the cabinets. Or do you want us kind of a couple pendants over the island? Now, if the island is coming over here, I'm thinking you'll maybe save this dining room light kind of as is for a table chandelier. We might want to bring, I don't know, maybe the dining room light is enough for in the dining room. The fridge will be on this side of the beam. So you want a can light over the fridge. I'm just throwing this stuff out. But we don't have to do any of it. We got these circuits hooked back up. We had to cut them when put the new jack post for the beam in. So we got those guys hooked back up. That's our power for the dining room outside lights here, the little closet, and this back bedroom lights and receptacles. This room is in good shape. Closet as well. Half bath. Looking like something now. We got the 3 switches, the ceiling, vanity, and this will be a fan up here, right there. Vanity light, GFCI, our sink pedestal or whatever we're gonna do. We said we could do if it was gonna be a little vanity. I thought you were maybe leaning towards the pedestal for foot room. I was just looking for a tape. Where's my tape back here? We got 24 inches from the wall to the edge of the toilet. That's tight. Probably wouldn't want to do anything more than 18 or 20. Or a pedestal. And then narrow as we can get. I think the narrow you can do an 18 if it was the vanity. Plenty of room. And this guy's taking shape nice. Taking shape nice. We're gonna want a fan for this, but we had talked about a recirculating fan. I'm gonna look, I'll try and take a peek tonight at Home Depot, see if they got anything like that, if it can be ordered, and we'll get that rocking and rolling. Nothing in here, not sure what we were planning in here, if it's just gonna be part pantry, part coat closet. Us in a nutshell there. Living area, we are working on the circuit that comes out here and hits the receptacles in this living area. 1, 2, 3, 4, these 5, and the 2 receptacles that are in here, 1 and 2 over in that corner, aren't grounded. So we're going to, rather than pulling all new wire, we're gonna run new ground. We can tie into another circuit. We could tie in, you can have 2 grounds on 1 circuit. So we'll find a close by junction box, or if we had to, we'd go back to the breaker box, get our ground, and then we're gonna follow the route of the existing wires and get it up into the boxes so we can have our receptacles grounded. So we got to do that throughout this room. The other stuff out in the addition and all the kitchen and all that, that's all grounded now. So, okay, where was I? So we're grounding these out, and ceiling lighting in here. Same kind of thing. I wasn't, did you want to do a center light? It's a good sized room. Can lights could be an option. Obviously, maybe you don't want to get into the expense of it here, so maybe just, maybe it's a single ceiling light, or maybe it's 2 ceiling lights. I don't know. Something to think about. But we'll definitely want some light in here. Here we got our hall lights. We were having trouble with that guy, so we ended up pulling it all apart to figure out what wires were going where. You can see these are the older wires that don't have the grounds. There's no grounds in those. So we'll figure out what we're doing there. Bathroom, GFCI, vanity light, fan lights, and fan. Kind of a weird style fan. It's kind of open like that. All good. Looks good. Plumbing good to go. I got this guy on a bar so it can be adjusted. Not sure what we're doing here as well. Here, originally I had a 24-inch vanity. You know, I don't know. It's pretty tight here. This mark here, this would be if we did a 30-inch vanity, 30 by 18-inch vanity. It's pretty tight right here. We're talking about 22 inches. Like I said, they had a 24. This maybe is another. I know you probably wouldn't want to do a pedestal, but they do make some with some somewhat wider edges. And then, you know, as something else, maybe you put a couple shelves here next to it or something. You know, one up. You know, you could come probably a 12-inch shelf. 10-inch shelf, you know, maybe bring it over near the pedestal, and maybe do it out of, I don't know what, something nice, something nice, just to make it work as an option. And, you know, you could do a couple shelves or something to make it happen a little bit better. So let me know on that. Our tub, we're going to do a 30-inch tub. It could accommodate a 32, but I think we'll do a 30 to give us that little extra space between the toilet and everything. This is a spot where inches matter. So I'm thinking, so we'll do a 60 by 30 tub with a surround walls. We've been doing those deltas because they had kind of gotten below the Sterlings in price by a little bit. But I did look at the Sterlings just this last time I was there, and they had kind of dropped down. So they were running neck and neck, looking like around 800-ish. Either way it went with those. But I'm not sure if Home Depot is not stocking the deltas anymore. So we'll check into that. I don't know if you have a preference. I think the deltas are maybe a little bit whiter weight than the Sterlings. I think that's why we might have went with the delta last time. So, but I'm sure they can be ordered. Maybe even Lowe's is carrying them now. So, I mean, we could get our mixer stuff for our shower. Let me say our sink here. So it's a sink in the half bath. Our lighting, we can start thinking about that. And these vanity lights, but probably more importantly is our ceiling and our kitchen lights. And then this ceiling light. What we want to do here. These guys, I'm thinking a single in the middle, and we'll do the remote switches so we don't have to pull extra wire for switches. Knock off a little labor there. In here, actually in both of these bedrooms, there's only 2 receptacles, one here, one over there in this room. There really should be one here and probably one in the center of that wall. And in this room, we got one on the outside wall, one over here. I'd like to see one there. We'd have 3 in here. It's a little bit smaller room. Ceiling light on a remote switch. That switch actually does that receptacle. We could keep that. That's a good thing to have too. This room, I don't know if this room has a switched receptacle. Does not. That's all right. Let's see. I guess we'll go, where do we want to go next? Upstairs or down? Let's go up. We're right here. Okay. Our banisters. Going or staying? We're going to do half walls. And then just a rail down here. We could actually use that handrail. Get rid of that stuff. You could reuse that guy. Or if you want to save everything, it's going to take a little love to get this thing. I don't know what it's going to take yet, but it's a little loose-ish. Of course, it's broke loose on this wall, so obviously we'll rebuild that. But yeah, staying or going on these rails. Or just doing something different rail or the half wall. This is the little side thing. Down there is you see where the fan exits out. Now this thing where I got to get this guy off and figure out what's going on with that. I don't seem to have power to it yet, but might be because it's greased up. So there's not a lot of receptacles up here either. There's these 2, one there, actually one there, and we got one down on that end. And there's, in this closet, there's a receptacle here, that they had these 2 lights plugged into. So we'll have to probably, I guess, think about some lighting in the closet. I don't know if you want to keep this receptacle going and just do some sort of a similar thing that they got going on for lighting. Keep it simple. There it goes. Or do we want to get something maybe on the front here? Hate to start cutting into this stuff here. So maybe just some sort of a plug-in might be just the way to go. Now I'm gonna assume that outlet isn't grounded. But when we redo this ceiling, we'll have a little space to work and we'll be able to fish one out to it if that's what we decide to do, you decide to do. Out here, And this, I'm thinking can lights. They make wafer thin ones that will fit right in when we lay our 2x4 in that 1.5-inch space. They'll fit right in there. So we could do a line of can lights through here. And you're probably going to want to keep this guy over your stairs. You know, maybe you don't bring the can lights all the way down, or maybe there's one here, and then you skip that area and you come down here and kind of divvy this side up with one, maybe just two. Or you do 2 and 2 and have 4 over on this side on their own switch. Maybe those 4 and 1 down here. Maybe you do 2 down here as well. Maybe they're on a different switch. Maybe you do get rid of that whole thing and just have can lights on this side just on their own switch. So we'll think on that. And then as far as receptacles go, I'm thinking we definitely would put one in the center of this wall at least. I almost could flank the window with one, because in case they put a bed there, which, maybe a bed's better here, because you got the roof there, ceiling there. I was thinking a couple here. You know, do you move this guy? Like I say, so if a bed slides in there, they can have a receptacle on each side. Do you switch this guy over a little bit and then put a second one down there so it can get around, say, a king bed type of thing? Maybe it's the same thing here, and then just a center one there. Or 2 there. So we got this, there's one here. We do something with that to make that work for one in this wall somehow. See, and this is the wire coming from the basement. And I'm sure it doesn't have a ground in it. In that instance, I might just drop this guy down, because we're gonna fiddle with this a little bit. And pull fresh circuits up from the basement. We can drop right down the chimney, and then our breaker box is right over there. And I'm thinking the best thing to kind of do here is run 2 fresh ones up, one for receptacles, one for our lighting, and kind of start somewhat fresh up here. Like I say, we're going to be pulling new for these lights. And depending on what we do with our switches and stuff, we could do remote switches up here as well. That could be a good thing as well, as long as you were in favor of that. So that's kind of where my head's at. Let me know on the lighting again and what you're thinking, as far as placing receptacles. Do you want to not go? I know we don't want to go crazy, but I know you probably want it to work functionally. So receptacles over here. I'm thinking we got this one. I think probably should have another one over here at least. This is kind of a weird area here. But I would think you might want one here in case there's a little table set up or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, so that's kind of where we're looking right now, and we'll do, like I said, we'll do the 2x4s laid down flat here. Make us a new frame, and we'll sheetrock this thing out, and then we can run our wires right through it nice. And same thing when we bring it up from the chimney, we'll be able to bring it right up here and get into our lights up in here somewhere. Nice and hidden, won't be too hard. And our receptacles, we'll bring a fresh one up here. I gotta shoot this guy out a little more to see where everything's going. But we could easily get to these walls. They're gonna have to, we might even end up, it's probably gonna be easier to throw some 1/4-inch sheetrock right on these walls and not even mess with this glue. So we do that. What we'll do, rather than try and rewire it from the inside behind these walls, is we'll cut a little trough down through there, about 6-8 inches wide. Open that wall up so we got room to run our wires around. And then when we re-sheetrock it, it'll cover that trough right up. And then we can bring our wires up, poke them up into this ceiling here. Behind this ceiling, we'll come up and pop out into our 2x4 wall, come on over and bring it down for these receptacles. Okay, let's go downstairs. We got a light here that's connected to one downstairs as well. Can't really tell right now. And that is a 3-way switch that is right here as well with that guy. So those are on the switch. So you got a nice lid upstairs. And then this other switch does this whole line here. And the one over laundry area. We put 4 receptacles along that beam. Let's put a light here. It's on a pull chain. Another pull over in the mechanical area. If you thought you wanted these on any of them on a switch, we could do remote switches on any of these or all of them if we wanted to. I don't think we need to. Hot water tank, all back together. New gas line off of there. Redid it. Redid the chimney. Got our water hooked up. It's making hot water. Kind of cleaned up a bit down here. We were leaking water over here out of this thing. I got that kind of settled out so that it's running down under the furnace is kind of a void, a little water catch-all. But I got the furnace is now running into it's water's coming out over here for some reason and over here. Got to do a little troubleshooting yet, but there's your floor drain right there. So a weird little thing, but we'll figure that out. We had attached our plumbing there, made that kind of connection. That'll be for the dishwasher in the island. We'll have to get power to that as well. Breaker box. You can see that guy there. Not that that board is plumb, but good sized bow there. we had already talked about that. And for that, I'm thinking a pilaster kind of, we'll move this out of the way while we do it, but I'm thinking kind of right here, and another one kind of close to this window, unfortunately. And those blocks are already slightly loose, but we'll get it all back together. And I think we're gonna have to do a window here. Water spigot outside. It's been rainy, wet. The only spot I'm seeing so far is there's a little wet spot there. And then this was a little wet too, but we got some issues here with some different water. So everything else so far is seeming kind of dry. Got an air purifier there, and I got the dehumidifier going over there. This week, next 4 or 5 days, we're supposed to get a bunch of rain, so it'll kind of test everything, which is good. See if we find any trouble spots. Laundry, utility sink area. If we're doing an electric dryer, we got the electric there. It was here. We just kind of rerouted it and attached it. Gas for the dryer is right here. If we were doing gas, I think we'll kind of knock this guy back and drop it down right there, a little closer. They had the setup, I think, a little funny here. I think they had a dryer over here, and the washer was kind of on this pad, which is a weird little pad here in the corner, concrete. Not really taking it out of there, that's for sure. So what I'm thinking is I would actually extend this thing out to the edge of our utility tub, and that's a washer and dryer would fit in there, and then extend it out here so it's a little step up. It's a little, some tall people would have to watch their head. But I think that's kind of our best option. At some point, if you wanted to, we could also probably tighten up this heating. Ductwork. Maybe shorten out, take some of the solid stuff out and tuck it up into a joist near the furnace and get it like over near the center beam and run a couple of them along the center beam. And the same thing with this, maybe get this over by the wall and along the wall. And that would help out this laundry area a lot. It would change the feel for sure. But we can always think about that and decide when the time is right. So we're thinking stucco down here, cracks to fill, 2 pilasters over here, heavy stucco to take the bend out of it, new window. There is a cut floor joist right here. Cut or broke. It looks cut here and then looks kind of broke there. They pieced it together with some 3/4. I grabbed a fresh 2x8 and we'll take this guy off, get rid of our cross members, and we got a fresh 2x8 by 12. We'll sister right up on there and stretch it from all the way from the beam to the top plate there on the foundation. Okay, that's kind of where we're at. See if I see anything else. So some stuff to think about for you, for sure.